beautiful Saturday. You already know we just right here chilling on our lunch break. Decided to hop on, see everybody. It's talk of the town, word of the curve. You heard me. Hold on, just let me set up this real quick. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. On the way to look. You already know here in Southern California, it is a nice, clear sky day. Actually pretty hot today. It was like 87, so that's boiling for us right here. But you already know it's one of those Saturdays, where people are out and about doing stuff because the weather's just lovely. It's that killer cow weather, the weather that everybody always wants, huh? But decided to hop on and see what everybody was getting themselves into, and if you're out there, make sure to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Because you already know on Saturday night, with weather like this, all kinds of shit be happening out there. ¿Qué onda? What's cracking like Kinishi? What you getting yourself into, Mr. Pasa? ¿Qué dice la buena vida, carnal? How's life treating you? You already know we chilling. Decided to hop on. It was fucking hot. It's been hot these past days. Pisteando con la camarada the other day. That's right, my boy. La buena vida, hijo. Yeah, this weather, I don't blame you, bro. This weather's been chingados. Fucking hot. Then we complain when it's cold, huh? Nah, but it's actually been hot, though. You can already tell that summer's already knocking. Mama's mama. Nah, actually been hot as fuck, though, man. It's just crazy. I'm like, damn, man. I didn't feel that hot to me, but I'm used to the heat. Yeah, I feel you. I work in the cold, so when I come out, the little heat that is out there, it's like overbearing because we're so used to the fucking negative. Hi, man. How are you? Good. How about yourself, Master Drunk? Ah, Master of Drunk, huh? The true drunken master. Have you seen that style of unboxing? When the drunk style, that's just crazy. Especially if they, like if they make it work for them, right? I mean, there's very few fighters that can make it happen, but that's probably why they're the masters of it, no? But that's just crazy, though. You're off work. Nah, I'm not at work. I'm on my. Well, I'm at work, but I'm saying I'm not off work. I'm on my lunch break right now. So we're not there yet. In a little bit. We're almost. So we just have to hang on for a little bit more. Like if we have an option, huh? Got no choice. What do you think about women nowadays sell their goodies to men online, like OnlyFans? It's one of the more bizarre things that I see, right? Because you see a lot of women out there, talking about how men don't respect them, how they never get shown no respect, how people just see them as sex objects, how people don't take them seriously, how how they're just viewed as this and that, right? But then you have a lot of women that tend to do this, right? And then it's like, how do you expect to make a change or change people's perspective if you're doing these kind of things? Like for example, like if you're not willing to respect yourself, what makes you think that the world's going to respect you if you yourself don't respect yourself, right? You get what I mean? If you want to make a relationship work, if you want people to take you seriously, then you don't have to go about it this way, right? Because this is gonna get you the opposite. Because no man out there wants to meet his fucking future wife, you know, butt naked on the internet for everyone to be seeing. You know, who's gonna want to put a ring on that, bro? And even if they do put a ring on it, right, it's not gonna last. You know, because the guy's always gonna have, you know, that in the back of his head. So, you know, you gotta carry yourself with class. You know, because relationship, making a good relationship work, it's about more than sex and looks. You know, it's about personality. That's what makes the relationships work. Because you could be with somebody who's the best looking person in the world, right? But if how they are is like shitty, right, or they don't know how to behave, then no matter how good looking they are, you're just not going to be able to tolerate that. You're eventually going to get tired. Because spending so much time with another person, and the relationship is built off of stuff beyond sex. Obviously, those who just want sex are gonna say the opposite, right? But they're thinking with their other head, right? Because once they get over that, and then good luck building the relationship now, right? They're not even gonna know what to do after that, and they wonder why they're always in chaotic relationships. Like, cuz you're looking for the wrong things, my friend. Alaska, there's a full-time jobs don't pay enough, so they sell themselves. I don't even think that they even try. I don't even think it has anything to do with that, bro. You know what I mean? I just think that that's just out of sheer laziness. Like they don't actually really want to dedicate and actually put in the effort and the work, right? And this is just a lot easier. They don't have to go nowhere, right? And a lot of them, women are already damaged as it is, right? So trying to make a relationship work with them is going to be very difficult, because they tend to be the type that are always saying that they want a relationship, but then when they're in a relationship, they try to do everything to sabotage it. Right? It's almost like they're like, I don't know, they fear commitment or something. But then again, they, the fans, they're doing OnlyFans, already says that they suffer some kind of traumatic event in their life, because people just don't behave like that for absolutely no reason. If someone is a part of a neighborhood or a gang, do all the members know each other, or how does that work? No, some neighborhoods are so large, right, and spread out, in different locations, right, that it's hard for everyone to know each other just because of how many people. I know people think that gangs are only like 20 members or 50 members, but they're actually in the hundreds, right? Some in the thousands. So it's hard to actually know everybody, right? Because not only people also have to keep in mind that it's generational as well, right? So maybe homies are already older and already doing their own thing, or maybe it's a branch of the neighborhood that's located somewhere else, right? So there's different ways of how that happens, right? Because neighborhoods tend to have like little patches and cliques throughout the area, right? Like you're normally, like, if I'm from my neighborhood, you're normally going to be hanging around with people your age, right? Like the OGs will be hanging around with the OGs, the guys that are like 30 or 20 in their 20, they'll be hanging around with the 30 and 20-year-olds. Then you'll have the youngsters hanging out with the youngsters, and that's how it works, right? But it goes like by your crowd, and your crowd is normally going to roughly be around your age, right? And then once in a while, everybody gets together, but normally everybody's kind of like in little patches, throughout the area, right? Because at the same time, the fact that we're separated by age, also we're separated by some individuals tend to not like other homies, for whatever reasons, right? You also have that in neighborhoods, so not everyone's going to get along at the same time either. So that's just pretty much how it works. Like me, I know everybody from my neighborhood, but the only reason why I know everybody from my neighborhood is because, my father and mother are from my neighborhood, and so are all my uncles. So, so that's the reason why, I just happens to know everyone because our house was a place to be, right? Because that's where everybody lived. Because they all shared, they all pitched their money to pay the rent, so they all lived in the same location. So everybody used to come and, well, everybody still does come and hang around my mom's house at least, right? So, but like I said, there's other incidents, So like all the homies, that I hang around with, some of them don't know the other homies, right? That's how it is. So homies are doing this, some other homies are doing that. You know what I mean? That's when people be like, these gangs aren't that big. I don't see them posted out there like that amount of heads. Like, yeah, because that's not how it works. You wouldn't be able to even have all those heads out there without that shit getting shut down by the cops, right? That's why they break themselves off into little patches. And it makes it a lot more harder for law enforcement to tackle them down like that. You'll have some individuals at the park. You'll have some other individuals by the alley. You have some other individuals by the projects. You know what I mean? But like that, like scattered. That's why when neighborhoods, they have an area, that's their area. That's why, they're able to control like blocks, right? Because they're scattered throughout the block. Also, what happens if two people from the same neighborhood have beef with each other? Wouldn't it be awkward because of the mutual connection? Yeah, and I have seen it. I have seen it myself, right? What normally happens is that, they get down, and sometimes by them fighting, they put their differences aside, they dust each other off, they drink a beer after. Sometimes it doesn't end there, right? Sometimes they still dislike each other, and it is what it is, bro. Like you kind of just like understand, right? So, they kind of just tend to not really hang out together, right? They kind of just, doing their own things, with their own groups, so that's just the way it goes. Because you have to keep in mind, you have a lot of angry, short-tempered, and it doesn't even help that, drugs and, alcohol are in the picture, right? Making things, worse, right? So, of course, you're going to have, flares, and people, over here ditching and wanting to get down with each other. Armenian power is here. Armenian bunch of weaklings. No, they're not. I know some downhead homies from Armenia. Salutes, bro. Hey, likewise. Go subscribe to Nino America's channel right there. That's a solid individual. You know what I mean? For those who look to, about stuff outside of, street related content, right? Political and, news topics and stuff like that. He likes to tackle, a bunch of different topics. Solid individual. What are your thoughts on handlers, people who pretend to be homeless because they don't want to work 9 to 5? I actually seen somebody, make a video about that, right? Like exposing these individuals for living in nice houses and shit like that. Bro, that shit blew my mind. I honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't picture somebody pretending to be homeless or shit like that. Like how stupid is that? In my personal opinion, like that's already something else, bro. Like if you stoop to that level, then man, bro, you have a lot of going on with yourself. I suggest not even probably I don't even think therapy could help them. Like when you're to that point, bro, like fuck. That's already like damn, a lot of things have gone wrong with you. Like that's not even laziness no more. That's something else. Homie, where's your hood? And North Hollywood. Which celebrity can you take out in a fist fight? I wouldn't be able to say because I don't know those individuals. I never seen them fight a day in their life. So to say which one I would be able to take out would be foolish, right? Because I don't know. I don't know if they can fight or if they can't fight. Kind of hard if you've never seen the individuals in action. So I'm not gonna so recklessly come and assume. You're from Cali? Yeah, Simon. I know other individuals will be like, "Ah, I could beat up anybody," and but truly, how the fuck do they know? You know what I mean? Like they're just talking out of their asses. I'm not one to tends to do that. You know, I don't speak on people unless I know them. Do you believe when explaining the reality of just the vibe? Yeah, you know, like it's cool to joke around, right? Like I like to clown around and joke around all the time, right? But the thing is, like, it's different from when you're explaining something that's actually like real and serious, right? Compared to when you're just like you're fucking around. You get what I mean? And you have to know how to joke around too, right? Because some individuals confuse that. They feel like by them insulting individuals that they're horseplaying when there's a difference, right? But yeah, I know what you mean though. It's like the ones that try to pass off the, like I guess like their their tales as facts. There's such a thing as being the most dangerous person from your neighborhood, or is it more like anyone living the lifestyle can become the life they live? Yeah, there's no such thing as like this guy's the most dangerous, or because there's always going to be somebody. The reason why they say there's somebody's always more crazier than you or whatever is because anybody out there, could do the things that they do. I mean, even a coward, holding a gun could take somebody's life. Like you don't necessarily have to be like crazy down to do that, right? Like somebody could fear for their life and just shoot the weapon and kill the person. Now he's a killer, but it doesn't make him dangerous. So just because these individuals, for those who will be like, nah, because there's individuals that be taking lives, and like, well, anybody could take a person's life. You know what I mean? And the thing is that with the streets is that it's so unpredictable, right? Because you don't know how these individuals are feeling, or what kind of mood they're in, or what might trigger them, right? So there's multiple reasons of why they could get triggered, right? And it could go south, you know. But that doesn't make them individuals like dangerous or whatever people say, right? I mean, because they all put in work, they all go out there and do their thing. So now, are there individuals that are more reckless, right? And that don't think stuff through and stuff like that? Yeah, but like I said, that doesn't necessarily make them dangerous, right? He could have just been having a bad day and whatnot. Jeez, you're not the streamer that American Cholo put hands on. No, I'm his twin brother. Nah, that's not me. You look. One, two, three. The episode, the one that American Cholo put hands on. I even forgot about that shit already. What was his name? Fucking Norbies. There you go. Whatever happened to him? Did he like stop doing YouTube or whatnot? I didn't really follow up on like the whole situation behind that, right? So I don't know like the outcome of it. I'm in France. I'm sorry. You're in France? Well, shout out to France. That's cool. Well, that's a good shit. How is it over there in France? Lovely? It looks lovely always from what I see on TV, though. Because, Shay Wayne never been there. The closest thing I have came to, France is like, you know, eating French fries. I love America. Vibes. France is not cool, really? Huh? I would picture that it would be cool. America, yeah, America does have good vibes. Sometimes it could get like crazy or annoying. Where you from, Cholo? Ethnicity wise, or location, or affiliation? That question has now become a trick question on here because sometimes I'll say like my neighborhood, and then they'll be like, "No, I mean like your family." Like, oh, all right. So like, or sometimes I'll say that, and they'll be like, "Nah, I mean like your location." Like, oh well. I've had Highness try to sell me. There it is. I just, yeah, that already is like once they start doing that when you're not even asking for it, it's kind of like, then that individual's definitely not going to take you serious at all. Despite of how attractive you may be, right? They're just not gonna, because how can you take something like that? So how are you gonna take something like that serious? It's just not. Well, gangs have green lights nowadays. Nowadays, oh, I don't know. I don't talk about like nowadays, because nowadays are ongoing. So we just don't discuss on stuff like that. Beautiful but not cool vibes. All right, all right. I picture it like being like crime free and like everybody nice to each other and fucking, like so much generosity and shit. I don't know why. Every time I always picture other countries, that's what I always picture. Like everybody just getting along and playing fucking croquet and shit. Is Henry Ingles still hot? I don't know. Maybe he drank a water and cooled down. What up, Shadow Loke? What's cracking lacking? The North and South. The North and the South Mexicans. City, I'm guessing. Oh, I'm in California. City of Los Angeles. You're in Ireland? See, I picture Ireland like being nice and green and fucking like sheep, and hills and fucking waterfalls. See, that's what I picture. And everybody getting along and playing fucking rugby. I don't know. And it's crazy because when I do talk to people that live in other countries, they always be telling me how it's like the opposite. They pretty much describe how it is here. I'm like, damn, that sucks. I pictured it the opposite. They're like, nah, man, we have graffiti everywhere and gangs and crime, and I'm just like, seriously? Holy crap! Like, isn't that interesting? They'll sometimes send me pictures, and I'm just like, holy shit, I'm lying. Like, interesting. What up, Shadow? What's crying like a Derek? What you getting yourself into, my boy? The homie Rodney. I have to call him back though. He probably didn't see that I was live. That's why. But for those interested about how the areas look, go subscribe to Rodney LA's channel. He does detours on all that. Scary France, scary America because you have gun. Because you. Oh, why? There's no weapons in France? No, I'm assuming there's weapons in France too. Maybe not like legally, but or because everybody's strapped up over here. What do you think about rednecks doing incest? Well, no, that doesn't just fall on like an ethnicity, because you have incest that has occurred in multiple different ethnicities. You have cases of incest. I don't know. They just, that in itself is just like mind blowing. That's like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But yeah, that doesn't just. I think that's like the stereotypical thing that people attach to ancestry, right? But now you have had a shit like that in every ethnicity. It's just that people home in on the Caucasian or Anglo-Saxon. Do you wipe left or right-handed? Both. Yeah, facts. Because like everybody says, guns don't kill people, because there could be a gun on the table. You tell it to shoot somebody, it's not gonna shoot somebody. It's the individual that's holding the weapon, right? Now, people could say, well, it does make it easier to kill an individual. Although this is true, it doesn't mean that it's the only way somebody could be killing somebody, right? I mean, murder was still happening even before weapons were invented, right? Meaning, like, guns or even swords for that matter, right? There was murders occurring. So you could remove the weapons, right? But it's not going to stop the individuals from behaving the way they behave, right? People focus too much on, like getting rid of guns or getting rid of gangs, and the problems never get fixed because they're concentrating on the wrong thing. They're so focused in on the little petty stuff, they don't ever tackle the source of the problems, right? Like, instead of worrying about these gangs, how about you instead tackle what creates these individuals, what makes these individuals turn to the streets to begin with. Instead of focusing on this group, you remove this group, the only thing that happens is another group comes and takes its place. So you're not fixing the problem because you didn't tackle the source of the issue. Because people say rap music is to blame or these individuals to blame, but it's like, okay, before rap existed, gangs were around. So what created those gangs? If rap wasn't around, and since they were the first gang members, other gangs weren't around. So how could people say that these gang members created other gang members? Then what created the first batch of gang members? And could that not be the very same thing that keeps creating them? People blame, focus in on the little things instead of worrying about all those little breadcrumbs. Worry about where those breadcrumbs are coming from. Then you'll find the loaf of bread. For that story of the pigeon, the pigeons are all fighting for the little bits of crumbs, of bread. And then there's this one pigeon who, instead of doing that, he decides to follow the trail, right? And then finds the whole loaf of bread to himself. While the rest, are attacking the little pieces. You got to see the source of the problems. But people focus too much on the, you know, petty stuff, the little stuff. you know. But I guess it's a lie that's been repeated for so long that people believe that that's the answer. Probably that's what it is. So, like, it's because of these gang members that kids are becoming gang members. Like, okay, we'll create the first batch of gang members. Like, telling you, chilling, doing laundry. That's right, my boy. It's a serious question. No, both hands. Like a scooper. I used to think Canada was all jolly and happy. Oh, I know, huh? Nah, they got gangs over there too, bro. They got all kinds of crazy shit out there. Have a good rest of your day, brother. Stay safe. Hey, likewise. Yo, what up, G? If you had 1 minute to go back in time, what you do? If I could go back in time for 1 minute, what would I do? I would probably go back and no. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably make a video about that. That's a good question because I don't know what I would do. I would say to go back and give myself advice, but me, going through my battles that I went through, right, and all the struggles that and obstacle courses made me the person that I am today, right, and because then I wouldn't be able to see the things, how I see it now, right? So who's to say I wouldn't be, ignorant just like the rest of society, and you know, instead of looking to maybe give an insight, into something, I probably would be, another person that just adds fuel to the fire. It's a very good question. Or serio, huh? The conchitas? Brother, not to get in that car. Oh, well, R.I.P. to your brother. Sorry to hear that. My condolence. I feel you. You can stop 9/11. No, but I would only be able to go back in time, though. Like, how would I be able to get to these terrorists, though? And I only have 1 minute. I don't think I'll be able to do that in 1 minute. I think I'm gonna need more time than that. Like, if you're giving me like a day or something like that, then maybe. But like 1 minute, I doubt I'll be able to get to them in time. Or I doubt me saying that these guys have a bomb that people will actually believe me. They'll actually think I'm crazy. And I'll actually end up in jail probably. I think I would rather stop like the Holocaust than 9/11. I think the Holocaust did more damage than, Nah, but then again, no, because who's to say? I mean, maybe Stalin killed more people than Hitler, so. Nah, there's been so many evil dictators that have, destroyed society that it's hard to pick, one, specific one, right? Because they have all done some, there's been some wicked individuals that have walked this planet that have killed a lot of people. So, kind of hard picking to stop one monster when, there's been so many, right? Have you ever Blenders on Netflix? No, I haven't. Well, it's good stuff. It's about 1920 gangs. Oh shit! Like here in the United States, there is a forced draft bill in Congress right now. We about to all die. I doubt that they'll, make us, go into the draft, right? I doubt they're gonna want to train criminals or felons, right? Or who knows? In times of war, America, we're all citizens and patriots then, right? Any other time is like, fuck these, criminals and gangsters and immigrants or whatever they want to call us, right? Beaners. But then when it's time for war, like, oh yes, you guys, helping America is a great thing, You guys are playing your part and doing your piece. Like, oh, all of a sudden we're a part of America, huh? What do you look at that? Like, yes, turned over a new leaf. We have seen the light. You don't say. Yeah, I know, cannon fire. We're the guinea pigs. Like, so you're telling me that you guys can't get along with each other, and instead of you guys going and handling your guys' business and your guys' differences, you're instead going to send a bunch of people who have no say-so and have no problem with these other individuals to die for your disagreements? Yeah, interesting. How about you guys just get in the ring and have like a cage match, and then whoever wins, like that's what we'll go with. Like, how about that? Because y'all are the ones that can't get along. I think that's a better solution, no? Like you just have these, governments, they'll send, people from their government and just have like a fucking hell in the cell, you know? Starting with Joe Biden. Serio. He'll be like, where am I? Joe will lose for sure. Uh, Joe Biden versus Kim Jong Un and Putin. Trump and Biden versus Kim Jong Un and Putin. Fuck it. That'd be a sick ass match, huh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.